are back
Got
with
it.
Gigi
Hi.
Santella, musician,
Hi.
composer, filmmaker of Sesame. Gigi, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Constantine. So nice to be here today.
It is a pleasure to have you, and
hmm
I ask if you would like to introduce yourself or Sesame in any way prior to diving into questions.
let's see. Gigi Santella, he is, he's a nice kid. He's a good guy. He's doing his best here. And the film is a meditation in something called confirmation bias. And so it's all shot out of my bedroom window in downtown Los Angeles. And I don't know if any of your viewers read the news or have any clue of what's going on there right now. It has been going on for quite some time. It is a interesting display of civic irresponsibility and violence and some of the best times you could have in your life if you're a young artist. And it's up to the viewer to feel what the heck they think is going on. And um it was shot in basically one long shot as an Iranian protest, right? And then from this footage, you know, confirmation bias clicks in. I start saying, what the heck is going on here? Not what I was filming. And then it's up to you to let your paranoia take over, or if you believe it actually, everything that you see there happened in a day. A car blew up. A lot of very strange other circumstances around it, and Mormon choir singing in the street at the same time. It's very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
hard to explain the film because it's
Wow.
something I spent a lot of time doing. It's like trying to see people breaking into other people's cars, and a good perspective for that. And
Is that
so,
right? Uh-huh.
yeah, so this kind of like slippery slope down into, oh god, I got a lot of stuff on film I probably shouldn't have a film. And you know to set it up, I guess downtown Los Angeles is a place where there's police cars parked, but there are no police in them. And then on top of that you have Skid Row, and on top of that you have FBI headquarters, all within a block.
Mm, mm,
And so you have a lot of very, very, very strange circumstances set up for beautiful things to happen.
mm.
And from any given day of the week, there's let's say a pro-choice protest in a Catholic neighborhood, or you have, USC students protesting something, and then just the general, like, let's say this week there's 7 shootings, 4 deaths, 2 stabbings by machete. Um, this is all within a 4-block radius. From the
Mhm.
first of the month, there was a murder a month, and the Olympics are coming, and it seems to be like a cleansing wave coming through. Fentanyl is running the streets, and
Mm, mm,
and I live there because it's affordable, and you
mhm,
can live. And we watch the neighborhood come up and down.
mm.
I don't know. It's what you read about, like New York 70s and the 70s, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Times Square kind of feel to
Yep.
it.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
no one should be trusted, and the only thing you can trust is if you know what drug they're on, and then like their parameters are pretty set. So it's like
Mhm. Mhm.
the only thing.
Wow. So it sounds
Yeah.
intense. It adds a
Yeah.
lot to the film, knowing
hmm
that it was shot outside your bedroom window. I mean, that's like,
Yeah.
now it's like, oh, okay, that's, there's a
Yeah.
little bit of a point of perspective coming from there.
Yeah.
And that kind of clicks into where that shot is coming from and how, it kind of is held together in terms of a narrative. The first question to play it forward, and I think you've kind of set it up a lot, but as I was talking to you, like I really try to get into the pre-thought, and I think in this film, you're pretty comfortable in pre-thought. Um,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah. Yeah.
landscape of pre-thought is a very meditative, like you said, it's a meditation on confirmation bias. And for anyone who doesn't know what that means or is readily familiar with the term, I had to look it up myself.
Oh, yeah. So it's a military term, and it's like something but you can use it throughout your life. It's like if you are paranoid and you start looking for the things that you're afraid of, it is everywhere.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
find examples of it everywhere. And the key is to stay focused, and like even for filmmaking, stay focused on the subject and like not let yourself, let it drift into other places where, because you want to see the number 27 on a license plate. You start looking today, you'll see it as many times as you want. Doesn't mean that it's common, that's a bad thing, right? So confirmation bias can work for positivity too. Like, if you start looking for good things all around you, put some rose sunglasses on, you're like, you find it probably too. It's like but as far as from preordained, I knew I felt terrified that whole last summer, and like I needed an outlet to show something remarkable. So I needed a reason to, like, okay, yeah, here's my confirmation bias of this is why I'm afraid. Okay, this is insane. Like, I'm getting it on film, but I'm getting it there, and and that's the only preordained. I know I was going in with a very fearful feeling, and wanting other people to see it. A really good tie into that is like Craig Hamill, one of my heroes in Los Angeles, who you interviewed before. He has a thing called Secret Movie Club, which is outstanding, and it's like in the Arts District, which is just on the other side of downtown Los Angeles. So it's like, imagine like walking from like Houston to like Union Square, and but the walk goes through Skid Row, right? And sometimes it's too close to get a car, and the buses end there anyway, so you have to walk. And so I walked there to go show this film, and as I'm walking through the thing, like, it's a very thing. And I guess the thing, and there are some kids giving a speech about the Ukrainian conflict that's happening right now. And at the time, Skid Row's death per week was about triple that. And they're asking about like the meta of this war, and I just had to raise my hand and ask him, like, did you see the neighborhood that you walked through to get here? Like, this is what war looks like, and this is what it's going to look like the rest of the time. Look at your neighbors and look out the window and like see what help you can do there. And like, it's very strange because Los Angeles has like the one side where it's the celebrity thing, but it's also a working class mecca too at the same time. And it's very strange that like the amount of death that was happening in downtown last year was 14 per week, man. That's really high numbers, and it's that's not even that's just ODs, right? And it's very hard to express to people who are listening to the news to like maybe not, and like maybe just focus on the war that's like literally in your backyard. It's the fifth largest economy on earth, Southern California and Los Angeles being the mecca of it. And that's the state that it's in right now. It's it seems preordained.
Mm.
And I don't know what the segue was for that, but I could ramble forever.
Well, I think you've touched upon it. I was about to ask the inspiration for the piece, and I think you've said, you were living in a state of fear. You're surrounded by violence and death, and
yeah.
it's there's your heart is moved
But
by
also a good place at the same time. There's also the community and friends that you find, and that are irreplaceable because you've been in battle together, and everyone's maybe seen each other at their worst. You kind of can pull each other up from there, and knows a crisis when it's a crisis, and knows when it's an appropriate time to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. Smart kids down here. Making it work.
I'm sure. So I think, you in terms of the inspiration for the piece, I think it's really kind of processing through your own feeling of fear and reflecting on what you're
Yeah.
seeing.
Yeah, it's almost like subconscious, like like, if I don't know if you're a meditator at all, like
Yeah.
you take a minute, and like all the stressful thoughts that come to your mind, like you hold on to those thoughts too long, they become reality. And they move from a thought to tension in your body, and then to the tension in your body they move into acts through your body, and you start making bad decisions, and decisions based on the fear. So I think it's just like a subconscious like purging maybe of
Yeah.
just like the photos on my phone at the
Yeah.
same time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just like wanting to get rid of this stuff, like wanting
Yeah.
to get it out of me, and like
Yeah.
knowing, like, you just looking at an image and no, there's something weird here. There's something very strange.
Yeah.
And then just spending a little more time with it. I think maybe for inspiration as well, like Blow Up, the Antonioni film. Like
I don't.
it's about the photographer who's just like a fashion photographer, and like he was shooting some pictures of a woman in the park. It's 1968, like in London, but made by an Italian director. It's a very weird takedown almost of like hippie and hipster culture. beautiful film. And he just snaps a picture of like a body in the grass, and like, you know, it's his life unfolds because of such things happening.
Mm, mm.
And it's, yeah, the inspiration is just, you know, I try to tell everybody like inspiration is just experience. And like my only advice to kids who want to start doing that kind of thing is ditch the car and start walking around, and, you know, get down to natural velocity, and you'll start noticing the world around you, and you won't be destination oriented, and like the getting to work will be just as fun as, you know, when you get there, hopefully. And
That's cool.
that's, yeah,
That's cool. I like natural velocity.
natural velocity. Yeah, that's a Donovan from a Donovan song, but I love
That's a what?
from a Donovan song, a line from a Donovan song, but
Oh,
it
a
stuck with
Donovan
me.
song.
So
Oh, that's
yeah, it
cool.
stuck with
Yeah,
me forever.
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's great. Well, to reflect on the second major question of, play it forward is trying to dive into the message and theme of
yeah,
the film. And, you've got a lot of complicated things going on. You've got, these protesters, all the things that you're watching outside and kind of as a
hmm
voyeur almost. And then
hmm
you've got this start and end of this woman dancing, these Iranian protests. And then you
yeah,
have the under bed of the whole thing is this narrative, which is this narrator speaking, seemingly almost rambling about subconscious or historic events that happened to him,
yeah,
processing his own childhood is what it sounds like.
yeah,
And there's some audible, there's some inaudible parts coming in through all this. And it's sort of like, reflection of talking with you. It's like there you are looking
hmm
outside of your bedroom window, seeing the present, and yet the past is in you and being triggered by all these events.
exactly,
And I
exactly,
would
yeah.
I would the suggestion is that you are the narrator and you are the viewer, and these things are going on simultaneously, being triggered again, as I said. And I guess with that kind of as the framework of it, how do you
hmm
fill that in terms of messaging and what the film said to you once you were finished?
What it said to me once it was finished was, I can let it go, you know? And I think that's why it ends with the serene woman in the thing. Is that like all of these events stacked up on your mind, like you're still yourself if you can remain true to form, you know? They'll never get in if you could remain true and pure of heart inside. And no matter what they do to you, no matter what, like, you know, you can remain yourself. And it's to not let the weakness of the world alter you as a human being is the mission. And so I don't know. I think the film is trying to say that, you know, like the all the war, all the crime, all the violence is nothing compared to the spark of life that's in everybody, you know. And I really hope, you know, just to inspire some curiosity in your own backyard for people, you know, like just take a peek around, uncover some things, and like, you know, sometimes you might wish you hadn't, sometimes you probably will be so happy, you know, and especially for younger filmmakers. Like, I know I look young, but my 40th birthday is in about is in about a month and a half. Experience is something that like you're never gonna get in college. You know, if you want to be a good filmmaker, you got to have a good story to tell people, and a good story is available everywhere. You know, you don't have to have money for school. You don't have to have a good job. You don't have to be a cool person. Stories are every single place you want them to be. You know, like, you know, just go if you're confused, if you're like in you know, the writer's block or something, creative block, scroll through your phone and start looking at what your life's looked like for the past couple of months. And if it doesn't look good, it doesn't look interesting, you probably shouldn't be making film, first of all. And if you want to make film, you should make those photos look interesting. You know, you should put yourself in some strange places, put yourself in some uncomfortable scenarios, not dangerous ones, but push yourself out of your shell, and only to, if for anything, to prove to yourself that you are you, you know, and that you will be remain the same throughout
Yeah,
it, you know.
yeah, that's great, Gigi. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, of course, man,
Yeah,
of
I
course.
I think one of the I resonate with all that, and the essential core of what is permanent in
Yeah,
us as
yeah,
humans,
yeah,
remains even as the external events and the impermanent events come and go, and how it's a choice that we can have, even if sometimes those traumatic events get lodged in our
yeah. And I think that's
psyche.
the duty of men in this world is to like be that, and to so others don't have to, who others who aren't strong enough to deal with that, to save them from it sometimes, to protect the gate from of the darkness a lot of the time,
Mm.
and I think that's I say men as like in Southern California, as all humans, but if you have the chance to teach someone, to save them a hard lesson, I think it's absolutely essential. I think absolutely the devil if you don't, let people
Yeah.
find out things they don't have to, you know.
Well, we can interpret that as the masculine energy in everyone.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You
Yeah.
see, that's the same way to say it.
Yeah. Well, it's,
Oh, yeah.
it's true as well. There is
Yeah.
the masculine, the feminine inside all of us. And,
Hmm. Not
however,
for long. Not for long.
no,
Get in the
what's
AI.
happening, right?
Jump in the.
No,
Just get in the AI, my friend.
don't
And
worry.
augmented.
Don't worry. It's not going to
Oh,
happen
I'm not
for,
worried. I'm so excited
yeah.
to do it,
Oh,
man.
you're excited. You're
New-
looking forward to it.
Oh, the
Can't even,
augmented reality. It's like, could clean the place up a little bit.
all right. Right.
It's good. I have no fear of the computer. I have a curiosity, and they call me an otter, so which is like something that just breaks, finds the what flaw in a flawless machine, like no million it worked function for 20 million years perfectly, and then I touched one thing and it falls to pieces. There's the weak spot, guys. Okay, that's what I'm here for.
Okay. Wow. Well, we can roll with that, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
um, Gigi, let me ask you the last question.
Yes,
Since
sir. Yes, sir.
making the film, um, how have you been changed as a person?
My life has been enriched so much because it was this film that got me into the community of Secret Movie Club here, right?
Cool.
And so Secret Movie Club has like workshops for writers, and they have workshops for actors. They have open mic short night here in Los Angeles. I never heard of such a thing, and it's one of the most lovely things. You'll see like kids with big budgets, kids with just their cell phones, and then yeah, being part of that little community here has like made so many good friends and so many good nights and so many wholesome activities in comparison to when I was making that first film.
That's great, man. That's great. So
Yeah,
it sounds like
yeah, yeah,
tapped into community.
yeah, 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 yeah. Community of a different kind, like of trying to, as I get older, try to be kinder to the world and not just have project-based relationships anymore. So it's
It's
like
great, man.
yeah, yeah, just enjoy hanging out sometimes. So it's really good. Just talking with some really bright filmmakers and just watching Craig be the most Catholic man alive up there.
Is that right?
It's the best. He's always apologizing for having this amazing thing. It
Right.
makes me so he makes me
Right.
so happy.
That's great, man. Well, that's it. Gigi
Yeah.
Santella. Thank you
Hmm.
so much.
Thank you,
Congratulations on your
Constantine.
upcoming 40th birthday.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very
Awesome.
much, man.
The best is yet ahead, brother.
Excellent, brother. I can't wait. And hopefully maybe see you on the beach this summer. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be great. Give me a shout when you're in the hood.
Excellent, sir.
It'd be a
Take care.
pleasure. All right,
Yeah.
Gigi, thank you again, man. The film is
Thank you, guys.
Sesame.
Keep
Um,
creating.
keep creating. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Till next time, everybody, on Play It Forward.